Hey guys, thanks again for joining me. I hope you see my precious little cheddar cat just peeping through. Hi, baby. I just wanted to jump on here and so we can get some energy for you guys. I was checking over my statistics last night and noticed that there were over 100 views. So thank you so much to everyone who has taken the time, even if you're even if you're just taking a chance on one of my videos and you know decide that it's not for you. Watch 5 minutes, pop away to something else. That's awesome too. So thank you to everyone who has taken the time. I really appreciate it. Please don't mind my janky ass nails. I just got home from work and I had to tear one off. It was a whole thing. Anyway, had to tear all of them off, but one of them didn't come off all that clean. So don't mind my lack of manicure. We're gonna see if we can get something for general energy here. See what happens. So, transition, change, leaving behind, releasing baggage, and moving on. Very, very excellent stuff. When something's no longer right for you, you know it. I think we hit on that yesterday's reading too. Um, just the energy was something's been decided. Someone is separating from something or someone. Unbiased judgment, independent, clear boundaries, direct communication, clear minded, and perceptive. So, again, this is just reiterating that, whomever it is that is deciding to part ways with this negativity in their lives, like I feel like this person is ready, willing, and able to do the emotional work that is going to be necessary to heal from these unfortunate events. I feel like I want to say years of unfortunate events, and to move on. Let me see. Impulsiveness, ruthless, high expectations, haste, unachievable expectations. That's what we're leaving there. Now, I can't say for certain if this is the same energy that we were pulling on before. Chestnut Checkers, check out that reading. If you have any questions about what I'm referencing, that's just the strongest energy that I have coming in. I have to presume that someone's feeling it, someone's vibing it, because if not, the storyline wouldn't just keep coming up. Someone needs to hear what these cards have to say, and that's their story. Apologies to anyone who doesn't vibe with it. I will be trying to get an alternate storyline just for anyone else who doesn't vibe. So, yeah, I'll be probably pulling on that later this evening, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Moodiness, disappointment, overactive imagination, and jealousy. I would presume that's that Knight of Wands inverted in reference. Just because it's two different character cards doesn't necessarily have to mean anything. That can... Yeah. I think we have a woman. You can reverse the energies if necessary to suit, but just, from what I feel, we have a level-headed, intelligent, emotionally available woman who is just dealing with a real and I'm sorry to hear that. It always seems like, you get pairs of one person who is emotionally available and, ready for a serious commitment, ready to be uh, a communicator, ready to just really be in a relationship. And then there's one total dope. You can reverse the roles. I'm not saying that women are always the ones who are A and men are the ones who always are B. It really depends on the people, but it seems like, every relationship is made of just that sort of dynamic, and it's kind of unfortunate. Movement, progress, action, integration, determination, willpower, control, direction, departure, and courage. That's phenomenal. This is exactly what I wanted to see in today's reading. Just progress forward. And also, whoever does resonate with this, I do not mean to pressure you, not in any way, shape, or form. I feel like maybe my previous readings might have come across as like a little harsh, and I that wasn't the intention. I'm trying to give good, solid advice. Just useful things. And I really hope that if any of them resonate for anyone so far, it would be this one, because this shows a very strong person, making forward movement and taking steps necessary to improve the headspace. And even if they can't improve the other person involved and there's no getting through to the other person, you know we've got this emotionally available person just really going inward and looking to repair and recharge themselves. And that's all any of us can do. We can attempt to help our friends and loved ones. We can attempt it, but there's a saying that goes around here lately that I really like, and it's people can only hear you and comprehend you to the point where they have met themselves. So, it takes some emotional depth for one person to really comprehend where another person might be coming from. And it might not be that they're just being some sort of way. It might not be that they're just trying to be difficult to make your life harder. It might not be that they just perhaps do not have the emotional depth necessary to really comprehend where you're coming from. We also had this one that flipped as well. Personal celebration, inner harmony, conflict with others, lack of support, breakdown in communication, home conflict, transition, and transience. Now I'm hoping that the transience isn't necessarily part of your story, at least not a physical, a 3D transience. Couch surfing isn't. Couch surfing will land you sleeping with people you didn't necessarily intend to sleep with. Maybe you're just looking to spend the night on someone's couch and you end up in their bed instead, and whoops-a-daisy. No one needs that, especially when you're trying to heal from something else. I mean, of course, I'm not doing any sort of shaming, mind you. If that feels right for you, you do you with, reckless abandon. But if it doesn't feel right, just be clear with that communication. I think this deck might be done talking to us. Wonder if we have anything that wants to offer some clarification. Anything further? I feel like this storyline might be... totality. Interesting. That very well could be making reference to the fact that, you know it's done, you're done this time. I know these situations. Hell, how many times can you contemplate leaving someone before you actually decide in your heart and mind and your soul? Like, they all three come together to determine, like, done. Huh. This reminds me, I've really been looking into and studying um, just why it is aloneness. Sometimes it's very necessary. Um, I've really been looking into why it is that people experience so much pain and hardship in this life. And I know it's for learning purposes, but goddamn, if learning isn't so painful, like, I was just thinking to myself today in regards to some of my past experiences, like, did I really need to go through all of this bullshit to get to be the person that I am now? Really? Was it all really necessary? Like, I demand a recount. I get the feeling that maybe you do too. I've had some cards that have come up. Got control, silence, suppression. And those might be in relation to the person you're dealing with, but those are actually for the best for you. Not the control, mind you, but let's flip the script on that. Let's say you are taking control of yourself and you are providing silence and suppressing your emotions when you know it's not going to better the situation anyway. Because for the person that this resonates for, I truly feel you've done this fucking song and dance plenty of times. How many times? What, at least 10 times? It's always the same thing. Always the same thing. Innocent. Interesting. I would have to wonder if there are possibly kids involved, and that's why maybe Y4 just, trying to quiet up and keep the peace as to not, throw the entire household into an uproar, which is smart. Kids are perceptive, but they really don't need to know the entirety of the story. When they get older, of course, I mean, feel free to clue them in on the highlights if it's necessary to your bond, to your relationship. But yeah, I understand trying to spare children from gory details at this time, for sure. Experiencing, I feel like you are very worried about your children experiencing this. You know, just like I said, children are very perceptive. You have to wonder what all they are picking up on. And kids, they're not necessarily able to put into words how they know or what they know or how they know what they know about what they know. Yeah, there's I mean, it's bound to affect them. Period. I mean, children aren't stupid. Sorrow. Yeah, I'd imagine the entire household is full of a lot of sorrow and confusion and just a lot of very mixed emotions. Like, I can't think of anything that would provide more mixed emotions than a marriage and a family falling apart. For sure. So, do we have anything else? I am feeling led to this here. Interesting. Very interesting. Does your partner play head games with you? Could it be that, there's you've heard me mention several times now, Dr. Romani, who is a clinical therapist specializing in narcissism. This is actually a thing here. This playing mind games with a person, basically what one can do, and instead of having an open, honest conversation, in order to dodge blame, they basically make the home life and the dynamic become so intolerable that the other person is forced to leave. Because manipulator doesn't want to take the blame, doesn't want the blame for the failed commitment on their head. So they gaslight, they manipulate. And that's what this card says to me. This is a lot of head games. And this one also. Yeah. This seems like a big person B energy here. Sorry to anyone that's dealing with that. I know it's difficult. Again, I would like to bring up the book, Dealing with Difficult People, How to Deal with Difficult People. You could probably put any sort of combination of those words into your Audible search bar. Probably get something decent. Google around. I'm sure you will find helpful literature. Again, Audible has a free trial for which you would be able to obtain one of these books for free. Give it a once over. Could really help a situation such as a household with children wherein married and contentious feelings are, the marriage is breaking down. There's hostility, could really help for the person who has their the more well-developed emotional side to obtain a book such as that. Read it, really take it to heart, and practice what it's recommending. I'm getting the kids again here. I know you're feeling very guilty. Yep, very, very guilty about all of this. But you know what? A person can only take so much. And when you're in a situation, someone else is creating a situation that is forcing your hand. Yeah. That is... You almost have to. You're being given no choice. You're being stonewalled, I feel. So it's best for you to look within and really do some inner work, because you're worth it and you have the time. no amount of conversation is going to help with this at this point. You're better off focusing on you, your children, and how you can be more emotionally stable and healthy for yourself and for your kids. And lastly, yeah, I know there are a lot of conflicting things going on here. The head and the heart don't do a very good job at matching frequencies sometimes. Well, I think that wraps it up for tonight. I'm really happy to see that there was some improvement here. That's awesome. I'm really happy to, be a small part of your story, and hopefully to have had some sort of positive impact, even if it was just a few words that stick with you over the next few days and make your headspace a little more calm and a little easier to deal with. That's amazing, and I am honored. So thank you for watching. I will be back tomorrow night with this on the same energy. We'll see what we pick up. Like I said, since it's the strongest, we're gonna roll with it. Sounds like whoever resonates is probably gonna get a good bit out of it. And just remember, keep that control about you. That's the only person you can control is yourself. Keep that about you. That's your strength. So we're going to end there. Have a nice night.